Hello good people, it's me Kumana, your money manager. Today we are talking about a totally different topic. We are not going to talk about money. So I've decided that today let's talk about starting and building a blog. As you might be aware, I have been blogging for the past 3 years through my Facebook page, Money Managers. And to date, I am still blogging. I started blogging in 2019, I think it was on the 19th of July, 2019. That's when I started blogging. So I thought that, you know what, let me just share with you guys some of the things that I learned through my blogging journey, and let me just give you these things so that you don't repeat some of the mistakes that I made. So 5 things that I just want to share with you today if you want to start a blog or if you want to build your existing blog. Number 1 is find your niche. What is your blog going to be about? What are you going to blog about? That's the starting point. Find your niche. It could be an area or a topic you are passionate about. It could be an area or a topic you are an expert on, or sometimes it could be an area you want to develop your skills on. You don't necessarily have to be an expert on the particular subject or topic for you to start blogging about it. You can be, it might be that you want to develop that skills and you want to develop your expertise around that area. So what essentially you will be doing is you are gonna be learning through teaching. You're gonna learn and then you teach the stuff that you're learning, and the moment you do that, that stuff is going to stick with you, because the best way to learn is to teach what you're learning, and then that thing will ever stick with you. That's one of the very important principles that I'm using in my life. If I want something to stick with me, I'm gonna learn about it and I'm gonna start teaching on that particular thing so it can stick with me. So that's number 1. Number 2, get started. Just get started. You found your niche, get started. Do not wait for perfection. I tell you what, perfection will find you along the way with practice. And I think that perfection is just an excuse. A lot of us, we use perfection. We delay doing things because we're waiting for the right moment. And that particular moment you are waiting for will never come, and you will wait forever. This is something that I came across in one of the books that I'm reading today, a book by Napoleon Hill. Let me just read out this to you. Do you know that if you wait for all circumstances to be just right before you undertake something that you have been planning maybe for a great number of years, you will never start, because circumstances never are just right. Don't wait for perfection. Just get started. Just get started. You'll see it along the way. Number 3 is don't invite your friends. If you are going to decide to start blogging using Facebook, I'm going to reference Facebook a lot because that's where my blog is. If you are going to blog through Facebook, create that page, right? After creating that page, don't make the mistake of inviting your friends. I know that is very tempting because you might be sitting on like maybe 1,000, 1.5, 2,000, 5,000, whatever number of friends, and you feel that this might be a quick way of growing my blog following. Don't. No matter how tempting that is, do not do it. Don't. Just create that page and start pushing your content and let the right people find your blog. People who are going to find your blog are people who are looking for something. And the reason why they've landed on your blog is because you are giving them that something that they are looking for. So if you're going to push it on people, yes, your friends, they might like or follow your blog. But what's going to happen after that? They're not going to engage. You're going to start pushing content and you're going to get 0 levels of engagement. Let me tell you something. Internet or social media is algorithm based. It's algorithm based. That's the reality of it. If you push content and a lot of people are engaging, then your content is going to be pushed out to a lot of people, to a wider audience. But if you keep on posting and no one is engaging with your content, the algorithm is just going to say that, you know what, maybe this person is just posting non-important stuff. How come people are not engaging? How come people are not interacting? And your content will be shown to few people. Before you know it, maybe it was shown to 5,000 people. It will start shrinking. You're shown to 200 people, and eventually just 5 people are going to see your post. And it's dead. It's dead. Because you have invited your friends. Yes, they've liked your page and they're following your page, but the intentions of them following your page and liking your page is not to engage with your page. It's just to keep up maybe with what you're doing. So don't do that mistake. Please don't do that mistake. I was lucky enough, I didn't know about this until I read about it somewhere. But for me, I was very fortunate that when I started blogging, intuitively, somehow, I just didn't invite anybody. I think maybe for me, maybe it was because I was posting or blogging about my personal finances. And I thought that, people who know me, if I invite them, yes, they're going to say, okay, it's her. And then they're going to start knowing a lot of things about my personal finances. So I said, you know what? I would rather have people find my page because they're looking for something. That's exactly what I did, and it helped me to grow my blog because people found my content relatable and the level of engagement is high. So everything that I post, there is always an engagement going on, and that's exactly what you should also consider doing. That's number 3. Number 4, stay consistent. Stay consistent. Consistency all the way. You are not going to create a blog today and then post maybe 3 times and then you're gone and then expect it to grow. No, you're gonna have to be committed to be consistent in growing your blog post. Consistency also ties to your niche, because when you decide on your niche, you need to have that longevity at the back of your mind. Is it something that you can sustain? Because if you can sustain it, then it will be much easier for you to stay consistent. But if you're not consistent, then I think we're going to lose trust or credibility before you even start, because people are not going to say, we don't know whether she's going or coming. But if you keep it very consistent, people are going to stick around because they'll always be looking for your content because you are consistent. Consistency creates this room for predictability. And when people can predict and people start trusting, when people can predict, then they trust. Predictability and trust, they go hand in hand. They will know that, okay, this one, every Wednesday, she's posting. And every Wednesday, you'll never disappoint them. You give them a post. And people are going to be always looking forward to your content because you have never disappointed them. You have been consistent in terms of delivering your content. Got? Yes, that's being consistent. Number 5 is gain your command. Gain your command. You've got your niche, you've started, and your blog is growing and you're very consistent. That is how you are going to grow your command. You're growing your command by becoming an expert in the area that you're blogging about. You grow your command by being an authoritative figure in that particular subject. When people think about that particular subject, you are the first name that comes to mind, and people start respecting you. And the moment you gain that command, this is now when you can start introducing other ancillary services to your blog. You can start introducing this and that, and because you have established this trust and people trust you, and people know that you were not doing it for the money, you were doing it because you are passionate about the area, or maybe because you are an expert in that particular subject. So that's how you gain your command and you gain your respect. You do it, you repeat, you perfect, you practice until really nobody can ignore you. You do it until nobody can ignore you. I mean, like, if you're going to start monetizing, maybe you're now thinking of monetizing your blog, maybe you're knocking on corporate doors and doors are not opening. Don't give up. Just continue pushing your blog. Eventually, they will not resist you. Eventually, they will take notice of your work. And when they take notice of your work, remember, you have gained your command. Now you start doing that, you start calling the shots. When a corporate is calling you, they're telling you, hey, we want you to do this for us. You give them your terms and your conditions. And if they cannot take them, you say no. You are at a point of advantage, because before then, they were going to be pushing their terms and conditions to you. But now you are at a position of command where you say, you know what, hey, you were not there. I grew this thing. I know what I'm doing. So you cannot come here and try to boss me and tell me what to do. This is how I do things. You take it or leave it. And that's it. That's you, because that's your blog. You own it. They don't own it. They came to you because they saw something very special that you're offering, and they cannot ignore that thing. That's how you grow your blog, and that's essentially how I managed to grow my Money Managers blog. We're now sitting at 70,000 followers. It's really a lot for me. Looking at where I started, I was just starting as nobody and just trying to do my own thing, and I was able to attract that following of 70,000. So I just thought, you know what, let me just share these points with you. You might take what you think would work for you, and you will leave what you think might not work for you, but just get started. I think the future really is looking very bright in terms of content creation. And if you want to be a content creator, go for it. Just go for it. Go for it. Go for it. This is all that I wanted to share with you today. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a comment for me, leave a like for me, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in another video.